Hello, nerds, friends, fans, and gamers. Welcome to another edition of Talk Nerdy to Me. I am your host, Trevor Cooper, and joining me today, we have one Shannon McCormick. Shannon, good morning.
Hey, how are you? How's it going?
Doing very well, So for our listeners today, they have probably heard your voice before, but maybe they don't even realize it because you have done quite the list of nerd favorite properties. If I remember correctly, and you'll have to forgive me because I've been a Rooster Teeth fan for over 15 years, so I have to get the chronology in order.
Right, okay.
You did Agent Washington in Red vs. Blue first, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, that was season 6 of the show.
Yes.
And then you went on to play, you're still doing Washington, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Or rather just wrapped up, as I heard that maybe it's the last season?
There are always like, we're going to be done, or this is it. I don't know when this interview airs, but by the time people listen to it, I am recording. I'm recording the next season of RWBY starting Monday. So.
Oh, awesome!
So whatever season it is, I guess it's 17. Wow. Season 17. I'll be in the booth on Monday doing some stuff. So.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So yeah, I know I've been following the show since, it was before season 2 had come out, and season 1 was making the rounds on Winamp of all things.
Oh man! That's Winamp. That's a piece of software I haven't thought about in a long time. Oh my god!
I'm showing my age a little bit there, but
no worries.
Yeah, so longtime fan of the show, and specifically fan of Red vs. Blue, fan of Halo. The season 6 reconstruction is actually when it really picked up for me because it kind of steered away from a comedy series and became a little bit more about the action and drama, which is kind of where we see the show now, correct?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it started, it was, it's had, I think it's sort of like, I feel like Red vs. Blue is like kind of currently on its 4th round. There was the first 5 seasons, which is pure comedy, and then seasons 6 through 10, which is the sort of focus on the freelancers, and it's got a lot more action. There's like an action component, action drama component to it. Then you have when Miles takes over, starting with season 11, and it's a lot more. It's the chorus arc, and you get a bunch of new characters. And then season 14, which is its own beast, which was the anthology. And then 15, 16, and soon to be 17 are like, just like, I don't even know what they are, man. They're getting into like some trippy time travel and all that kind of stuff. So, but I was excited to come on when I did. And the fact that Wash has been around forever is really fantastic.
Awesome. And then, so from Red vs. Blue, I guess a little ways into kind of your tenure with Rooster Teeth, you took a shot on this show that was this little one trailer that Monty Ohm did, and they thought maybe this will work, maybe it doesn't. If not, if we make him happy, he'll keep working for us on Red vs. Blue. And that was a little show called RWBY.
Yeah,
you were Professor Ozpin, right?
That is correct.
So what was that like? Because RWBY now almost, I don't want to say outshines or overshadows Red vs. Blue, but it's almost more internationally known than I would say just about any project that Rooster Teeth currently does.
Yeah, it's cool. It's got a fan base that has really expanded it's interesting. It's expanded the Rooster Teeth fandom and fan base, but then I think there's also a lot of people who that's the only piece of Rooster Teeth content that they watch. They're into RWBY because they're anime people and they like anime, and that's like a whole larger world of pop culture that, you know, that Rooster Teeth has been able to plug into. So yeah, I have like, I'll get notifications every once in a while. People are talking about me in like Japan or Korea. And I don't think there's any other Rooster Teeth properties or shows that have that kind of reach. So that's, you know, that's super exciting. It's a little weird right now because I'm kind of dead, but I'm also kind of not. So
Right.
yeah, you know, spoilers if you haven't made it past season 3, but considering that we're in 6 right now, hopefully people have caught up. Yeah, so like I'm, you know, my soul and voice are in the body of a younger man right now, and if that's a little.
If we could all be so lucky.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know if I'd go as young as 14, but yeah.
Yeah, that whole voice change period, that's a rough time for anyone.
Just like the whole thing is a little weird. And then you have like a voice of an old man, old immortal soul in your head. It's a little weird. Right.
So you're kind of the Mr. Miyagi for Oscar's character in the current season.
Yes, if Ralph Macchio's character was possessed by Mr. Miyagi.
Right.
Yes. Exactly. It's like a cross of Karate Kid and I don't know, the Body Snatchers or something like that.
Oh, there you go. So I have a couple of questions for you here.
Okay.
So of course, Red versus Blue. I know it's kind of it seems it's almost transitioned a little bit more into a computer generated animation now, and maybe not as heavy on the machinima, but originally was completely animated with the video game Halo from Bungie.
Right. Yep.
Versus like a RWBY, which is more like just straight animation. Have you noticed any differences or certain difficulties in voicing characters in these different mediums?
Oh, yeah, it's a good question, but no, not at all. And a lot of that has to do with where we record in the process. We record long before the sequences are done. So they're storyboarded. They know what's going to happen. They kind of know like the shots and the looks that they're going for, and the position of the characters and things like that. But it does the job of making it come to life once we have the voice tracks laid down and the animators of whatever medium are trying to make it come to life in sync with our voices. It's really more on them, and it doesn't alter the way the way we deliver lines or anything like that. It's a weird it's all about the process. So we come in and we record fairly early in the process. Every once in a while, we'll need to do pickup lines for scenes that are basically already animated, but that's the exception and not the normal case. Where things are different in the recording booth is when, like, if you're doing an anime dub, where you have to be super duper. You have to match the mouth flaps and the length of time that were in the Japanese original. So that's like where things can get, where like recording differs between environments. So anime dubs are a little bit different than just like a free form, like, hey, do some lines, because there's a lot more parameters. And then doing video games, because I've done some video game voice work, is a little bit different too, because a lot of what you're doing is because the characters are being controlled by the players or the circumstances under which the players interact with the characters that you voice, you have to do lots of different variations and lots of different scenarios that they may encounter you. So here's the happy one, here's the angry one, here's the one where he just punched you, and all of this. And so you do a whole bunch of lines with no context. It's like, what's happening here? In a way that the easiest is what we do for RWBY, Red versus Blue, where it's just like, bring it to life with your voice, do your best acting, and go from there.
Okay, so they kind of have the voice first and then the vision second.
Yeah, well, yeah, the voice is recorded first, and the style of animation doesn't influence how we deliver the lines really at all. You guys both in El Paso?
Actually, we're in Las Cruces, which is just north of El Paso.
Dude, I got my master's in Las Cruces. I know right where it is.
NMSU?
Yeah, I went to NMSU from
Go
98
Aggies. Did you really?
98 to 2000. Yeah, man. I lived on Hadley, like not too far from the downtown, or like the little town square. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you'll have to come visit during the con if you have time, spare time. Run back.
Yeah,
up
man.
to
And come
Cruces.
up there, like I'll go to. So I don't know what's good anymore. I used to love going to Nellie's.
Nellie's still awesome.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Nellie's
still good.
Nellie's is great. We used to go down to Chope's down in
La Mesa.
La Mesa. Yeah, holy cow, man. Dude, yeah. And so I've lived in Texas for 18 years, but New Mexican food's so much better.
Agreed.
Yeah, like you can't get a good chile relleno in Texas, man. Maybe in El Paso, but like certainly not in Austin.
Yeah. Like I said, if you have time, you have to come up and check out our. I own a comic book store here in Las Cruces too, so you have to come.
Oh, for real? We're Zia Comics. Is that?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's so funny. I wondered about that. I was like, that's the New Mexico flags. Okay, there we go. Now it makes sense. You guys are based in New Mexico.
So with recent events in RWBY, or I guess somewhat recent, it's been a few volumes ago now. I've kind of heard Oz compared to almost the Darth Maul or Yoda of RWBY, where you have this awesome character that there's a lot of build up for and excitement, and he kind of gets his one moment, and you kind of get to see it, and then he's gone. How did that feel as a voice actor for you?
So it's weird because like that was like it was never necessarily like the plan, or like they kind of stumbled upon it as they were going. So that's one of those ones where it's like, oh, so okay, I got to do this thing, and then it's like, yeah, then I'm off in this other situation. So it's okay. I wish I was on the show a little more, which is weird considering that I'm still doing it and still in it. But like, it's like my face is my character's face isn't in it. So I don't know.
And then another character that you voiced that I've recently kind of grown quite in love with, just because of the absolute outlandishness of it.
Yeah, man.
Would be the Quartermaster from Camp.
Yeah, baby. He's my favorite right now just because it's so ridiculous and it's so just like purely comedic. That I love doing Quartermaster sessions when they call me in to do that stuff. Yeah, it's great. It's a lot of fun. I like to say he too, like Ozpin and like Agent Washington, can't seem to die for whatever reason. I think he's like possibly an immortal. He's like been at the camp since before time started. So yeah, it's all my characters have this weird through line between them.
So you kind of almost are like this Time Lord in a sense, Doctor Who style.
Yeah, Wash and Ozpin and the Quartermaster are all iterations of the same, weird, time traveling Time Lord.
So let me ask you this, because I heard a theory: Quartermaster, Washington, and just the same person at different points or different regenerations in a life cycle.
I mean, sure, why not? That theory may have even originated with me. So it's probably kicking around out there. I'm not the only person who's made this observation, but there is no, as far as I know, the RT universe is not a shared universe. It's a little bit more like DC, where it's just a bunch of properties. It is not a continual cinematic universe, as far as I know. But who knows? They may retcon everything into being one gigantic story.
With RWBY season 17 coming up, is there any other projects you'd like to plug or mention?
So, we had this show, live action show with Rooster Teeth called Day 5, that I'm in seasons 1 and 2 of. And, the more people that check it out, both on the site, and then also it's playing on cable right now. It's on the El-Ray network for those people who have El-Ray, Robert Rodriguez's cable network. You can check that out, because then if we get good numbers or whatever, if it does well enough, we can possibly make a season 3, which would be a lot of fun. But that's about it. Everything else is all like just kind of local theater performances and stuff like that.
If you could be part of any series or franchise, past, present, or future, which would it be? Oh,
dude, I would so love to be in. Well, I kind of have 2 answers. I would love. I'm always. The reason I got into being an actor in the first place is because of Star Wars. So if I could be it somewhere in the Star Wars universe, it'd be flipping fantastic. I would love that. But then also it's all now.
Awesome.
It's wrapped up, but Adventure Time would have been cool, but I didn't make it on there.
And then finally, my own personal question, I like to round out with cake or pie.
Oh, dude, I'm a pie guy, 100%. Yeah,
awesome.
Way into pie. People know this about me. I am a known pie man in my circle of friends. So yeah, definitely pie.
Thank you, Shannon, so much.
Hey, take it easy.
All right, you too.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yep.
Get nerdy with me. Tell me what game that you get on. Is it card or read? What kind of class do you play, girl? In an RPG.